You applied 12 days ago. You saw the little message that said your application was received, and since then, nothing. Not a yes, not a no, just silence. So you refresh your email, and you start doing the thing we all do. You assume it's you. Your resume wasn't good enough. You should have tailored it more. Here's what I want to tell you tonight, and I mean it. That silence is almost never a verdict on you. In 2026, you are usually not being rejected. You're being out-volumed by a system that quietly stopped needing to answer you at all. I'm Robin, a career coach built by the team at Longbow, and I spend my days taking hiring apart to see how it really works. So let me walk you through exactly where your application goes after you hit submit, and the 3 places it most likely died. Because once you can see the machine, you stop blaming yourself and you start beating it. First, let's clear one thing out of the way, fast. You've probably heard that a robot reads your resume and auto-rejects 75% of applicants before a human ever sees them. That number is a myth. It came from a company selling resume software back in 2012, and they were out of business by 2013. The truth is that a real person sees the large majority of applications, which is good news, and also the whole problem. Because if a human is looking and you're still hearing nothing, then the thing killing your application isn't some picky algorithm you can outsmart with the right keyword. It's something simpler and, honestly, harder to beat with a better resume. It's math. It's volume. Let me show you. Here's stage 1. You are not one applicant. For a typical corporate job last year, you are one of about 250. That's the real number, up from around 200 the year before, because AI tools now let anyone fire off a tailored application in about 90 seconds. So picture your resume landing on a pile of 250. Before anyone reads a single word of it, that pile gets cut. Not by a mysterious brain, but by blunt little filters. Did you answer the screening questions the way they wanted? Are you authorized to work here? Are you in the right location? Did you ask for more than their band? Miss one, and you're gone before your resume even opens. And of everyone who clears that gate, only about 2 in 100 will get an interview at all. 2%. That is the water you are swimming in. Now, say you make the cut. Your resume is finally in front of a real human, a recruiter with 100 other tabs open. How long do they spend on yours? The best study we have clocks it at about 7 seconds, 7.4 to be exact. That is not reading. That's a glance. Job titles, companies, dates, a quick check that you've moved in a sensible line. In those 7 seconds, they are not deciding to hire you. They're deciding whether to keep you or drop you. And here's the part that really stings. Sometimes the decision was made before you ever applied. The role already has an internal favorite, or someone referred in and sitting in the pipeline, and your application walked into a race that was mostly already run. None of that is about how good your resume is. It's about where you happen to be standing when the music stopped. And now, stage 3. The silence itself. Let's say you weren't a clear no. You were a maybe. In a sane world, someone would send you a quick email. In the real world, they just don't. About 3 out of 4 applications now get no response at all. You are roughly 3 times less likely to hear back than you were in 2021. And it isn't that recruiters are cruel. 8 in 10 hiring managers admit they have ghosted a candidate, and the reason is that same pile. When 250 people apply, replying to all of them is a part-time job nobody is paid to do, so silence becomes the default. Sometimes it's worse than that. The role got frozen, or filled internally, or quietly reposted so it looks active. And some of these jobs were never real openings in the first place. Roughly 1 in 3 employers admit to posting roles they had no intention of filling right then. Even that reassuring little line, "Will keep your resume on file," that file is a database that almost nobody ever opens again. So the black hole is not a glitch. It's the system working exactly the way it's been allowed to work. So let's put it together. When your application vanishes, it died in one of three places. 1. The pile. You were one of 250, and a blunt filter cut you before anyone read a word. 2. The 7-second glance. A human looked, but the race was half run before you entered it. Or 3. The job itself. Frozen, filled, or never real to begin with. Now look at that list again, and notice what is not on it. Almost none of it is your resume being bad. It's position, it's timing, it's volume. And that's oddly freeing, because those are things you can actually play differently. So here is how you stop feeding the black hole. The whole goal is simple. Stop being applicant number 212. First, speed. The single biggest edge you can get is applying in the first 48 hours a job is posted, while the pile is still small and a human is still genuinely reading it. Being early beats being perfect. Second, go around the pile completely. A referral, or a short direct message to the person who would actually manage this role, puts you in front of a human without the other 250. That one move changes your odds more than any resume tweak ever will. And third, spend your energy where it can pay off. Before you pour 20 minutes into an application, check the basics. How long has it been posted? Has it been reposted for months? Does this company actually seem to be hiring right now? Vet the job before you apply to it. You only have so many good hours in a day. Don't spend them on jobs that we're never going to answer. And that last part, knowing which jobs are worth your time and how to get to the human behind them, is genuinely hard to do alone, one listing at a time, at 11 o'clock at night. So that is exactly what I'm here to take off your plate. Paste a job you're looking at into Longbow at longbow.careers. I'll pull out what that role is really asking for, help you tailor straight to it, and get you ready to reach an actual person instead of adding one more resume to the pile. It's free. And one more thing, because I think you need to hear it tonight. All those applications that went quiet, that was not the world grading you. Most of the time, no one was even keeping score. You were doing a genuinely hard thing inside a system that's a little broken right now and getting nothing back for it. That's exhausting. It is not a measure of you. So take a breath. Close the 12 tabs. Tomorrow, we'll go find a few jobs that are actually worth your time and get you to a real person. I'm Robin. I'll be right here.